Hello, my Stampin' friends. Welcome to another episode of stampinwithcandice.com. I am Candice Anderson. Give me one second. I'm just double checking that this is actually working. um, Looks like it is. Yay. And I'm coming to you from Hiram, Utah. Thanks again for joining me. Normally, I go live on Mondays, but if you caught my live at the end of April, I have a conflict this whole month on the Monday. So I was trying to figure out which day was going to work, and Wednesday seems to be the best day for me. So plan on Wednesday for the month of May, where you can catch my lives. And usually the first week of the month, I do a Make It With Me. This one, you can follow along. I'm going to show you the steps. Come back and catch it later if you want to follow along later and see what to make your own. I guess it's just a really super simple fun fold. I am going to show you two different versions. The other one is a little bit more of a twist because I wanted to do the what's the word I'm looking for? The Global Design Challenge, which I forgot to print out to be able to share with you. But it's basically like the layout was a circle with kind of just a little saying tag. I will share it when I share my pictures. But anyway, that's kind of how it is. So hopefully, uh, you'll enjoy this, and I'm going to get started. I'm going to switch cameras here, and I am using, yay, new catalog is out. If you haven't checked it out, we have new online exclusives and new catalog that started yesterday. We are changing to, I believe it's 3 catalogs a year. So instead of a big catalog and mini catalogs, we're just going to 3 different catalogs. Core items will still be in all of them. I can actually flip through this now, but the suite that I am using, let's see if I can find it here really quick, is this Waterside Retreat. It does match the paper pumpkin if you got the latest paper pumpkin, but this is the suite that I am using, and I didn't even think about adding these cute little trinkets on here. We might grab those out and add it on. But so I wanted to share really quick. There is a stamp set and dies. So the stamp set, you can stamp this one and cut it out, which is what I'm using, but you can also make one of these Adirondack chairs. So that's kind of fun. I do love the stamps and dies on this. And then this paper is so cute. It is the Waterside Retreat paper. And let me show you all the different fun sides of it really quickly. I love that one is like busier and one is a little bit more calm, I guess is the word. These are perfect for scrapbooking, for, you're at the lake fishing, but also to make a fun card for the man in your life, which today's theme for my card a day in May is masculine. So this suite I thought was kind of perfect for that. But for those girls that like to do the fishing, even this bike one would be really cute for a girl card or an anybody card, some fishing. These ones are great for scrapbooking or card making. Lots of different little ones that you can cut out and do things with. I love this one on the back. So we're going to start with the basic card here. So the other one is actually going to be flipped the other direction. So I have just your basic 8.5 by 11. I've scored it, cut it at the 5.5 by 8.5. Scored it at my 4 1/4, and then I cut it off just right in the middle, so 2 1/8. This particular design for doing for this is the most cost effective because we're actually going to take this piece right here to make our fun fold. We're going to grab this out right here, and I'm going to just put this in here, and I'm going to put it at my 4 1/4, and I'm just going to score. And that is going to actually create my fun fold part. And I'm going to do this. We're going to add some paper on here really quick. And this is just some of that Fun Designer Series paper. And I believe it is cut at just an 1/8 inch smaller. So it's 2 by 5 3/8, I think. So this one here, I'm going to add some onto it right here. And then I am going to put it so it goes basically, and it doesn't matter exactly where you line it up. It kind of really depends on the look you're going for. But I'm just going to kind of put it on the edge right there. And I have already pre-cut this one. So this was the rest of this. There's a little bit more cut off, but I liked that it switched directions perfectly for me here. And we're just going to add this to here. Again, it is that 2 inches by, it's going to be 4 1/8 to fit on there really quickly. Hello, from Puerto Rico. I'm sorry, but I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but thank you for joining me. All right, so we're going to keep going here. And this is going to be our inside piece, but I want to do a little bit of stamping on this before I attach it. So we are going to grab our Misty Moonlight here, and we're going to make this one a birthday card, and we're going to stamp actually up in this corner so that when it is folded over here, we can see this birthday, and then this one's going to fold over this way. But I'm going to add just a little bit more, and I'm going to stamp some of these little leaves here. So this color right here is the brand new, well, it's kind of a returning, I guess I should say. It is one of the new in colors that just came out, Crisp Cantaloupe. But if you've been around for a little while, you would also know that it is a returning color. I don't remember if it was an in color or if it was just a or if it's just a retired color, I don't recall. So I'm just stamping some more of these little leaves. I've for willows, I don't know what they're called, but I've just stamped them on. I've cut out the largest circle of the stitched circles here. So now we can attach this one. We're going to attach it really, really quick to here. And it is just cut at the 4 by 5 1/4 to fit on there. And then this will just go across here. I am going to add some of this Crisp Cantaloupe ribbon, but one real quick, we're going to add this one right here. And this is just, I believe it is what color is that one? The Mossy Meadow. And I don't remember, I think it's like 3/4 of an inch, something to that effect. And then I'm going to add just a little bit here so I can add this ribbon. This is a fun way to kind of add ribbon for a more masculine card without, where did it go? Without it being necessarily a bow. And we're going to add this circle onto here. And then we're going to add an Adirondack chair. And I'm going to show you how I did this chair here in just a second on the other card. But I did want to show you how to do the simplified. Like I said, this is the more simplified version of this fun fold. But there you go. We're going to add one other thing. We're going to have today is your day, and we're going to stamp that. So I want to make sure it's going to be behind this. So I'm just going to kind of stamp it right along there. So this one we're going to be able to see, but these two are going to be hidden when we close that. We're going to finish that off. Let's just add some of these. Let's see, where do I want them? I think I'm going to switch. Oh, that did not go back on there very well. And we're going to add this one and this one right here. So there we go. Quick, easy. Now I'm going to show you the other one, which is going to take just a tiny bit longer, but not much. So this time I'm going to go the other direction with it. And I didn't do it quite 100% even, like this one is cut right down the middle. This one I did it a little bit different. I cut off 1.5 inches. So it is 4 1/4 by 9 1/2. And then I am going to score it at my 5 1/2 inches. So my back is still going to be the same on here. Now, in order, oh, I need this one here. Sorry. In order to do my piece that goes across here, this is where I was saying you're going to end up cutting an additional piece of paper because this one's not long enough. Now, if you want it shorter, you could definitely use this one and flip it, but I wanted it longer. But I don't want it quite all the way, and I forgot what measurement I did it at. 4 3/4. So I'm just going to put this one in here, and I'm going to score it 4 3/4. Let me just move that out of the way. And then we're going to line up a few things here. So now this one, I've just got it 1/4 inch smaller and 1/4 inch smaller. I'm going to stamp relax on my little, I can't remember what color this one is. It is crisp cantaloupe? No, puddle pink. That's what it is. It's a little bit lighter one. This is just part of the core colors. We're going to line these up on here. And we're basically creating the same thing. So this time I'm just going smaller with my piece that's going to go across here. And then I've got my back piece here. We're going to use these fun little fish, but so we could do this exactly how we did this one here and leave it square. This is where I wanted to make it so it matched the challenge card, which was more of a circle here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our largest arch. I'm going to move these out of the way here really quick and bring in my cut and emboss. And I'm just going to put this right here. And this is a 4x4 piece. And I'm going to run it through. And there's a reason I'm doing this where you guys can see it. Because now that I've run it through this way, I'm actually going to flip this around and I'm going to put this just kind of right on the edge here. Hopefully I can do this without messing it up. I'm going to slide this one here. So I'm putting it just right on the edge. And then basically I want to get the little dots that go around it on this edge here. So even though I didn't do it the full length, I still want that edge. And of course it's not gonna, I guess since I was thinking I was going all the way up, I'm not. So I can actually put it here. Sorry, my plates are getting a little bent, so they don't want to stay still. And then I'm gonna put that one there. And I'm gonna run it back through. Hold it nice and tight. So when I'm done, I now have, I did do it wrong. I thought I had done it the wrong way. That's okay. It was supposed to be this way. Sorry about that. Which is why I was only going part way. See what happens when you try and do it live? You mess things up, but that's okay. So we're going to put it right on the edge here. I'm going to show you what I meant to show you. I'm going to put it right on the edge, maybe. Put it in there. This is why I was trying to only cover up part of it, because I don't want to cut the rest of that again. I just want to cut the very edge and get that indentation in it. So now we're going to hopefully get it to roll through. Maybe. Gotta push it. Sorry, I'm gonna stand up so I can push it. And I'm gonna move it where it's solid. Give me 1 second. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties there for a second. So now you can see I have that little dotted edge on there. So now when I put it on here, though, you're going to see this is a lot wider than this. And that is okay, because what we're going to do is we're going to attach this here. I told you this one was the little bit trickier one. I want to make sure I get about the same amount of space around it. And then I'm simply just going to take my scissors and we're going to cut it. If I had one that cut to the same size as the 4 1/4, then I would have used the die cut. But since this was the very largest one, and I wanted to keep the card at the 4 1/4, I decided I was just going to trim it with my scissors. So now I have that rounded edge instead of, trim that down just a little bit, instead of a square edge, which is what I was kind of going for. So now we're going to add a little bit of stuff to this one here. Sticky, that's what I'm looking for. And this one here, I am going to add some of the leaves, whatever these are called. I'm not positive. Kind of just add some extras into the corner here. And then I am going to do the It's Your Day, but this time I want it to be up here. So I'm going to stamp it over to this side over here. And now we can attach this one on the inside. All right, there we go. And then this one's going to fold over here. And this time, instead of doing the circle, I'm just going to put my Adirondack chair. So this one, it's just stamped. You'll notice this one looks a little bit different here. I'm going to show you what I did on there. So I just took my ink and I just kind of squish it a little bit so I get some in the lid here. And then I took one of my aqua painters, or I think that's what they're called. I don't know, they changed the name of them. And I just dipped a little bit in there, and then I'm gonna just kind of catch the edge of this. So it kind of gives it a little bit of a worn, like worn paint look. Now it's okay. It might catch some of the ink a little bit and blend that, and that's okay because, like I said, I'm going kind of for that worn look, but I'm actually adding a little bit additional ink as well to just make it a little bit more popped and blue. Just kind of doing a little bit here and there, some shading type thing on it. And you can add as much or as little. And I did stamp on this one. I believe it is on what is the name of this one? Um, Basic Beige is what I'm stamping on. So it's just kind of not quite, it's not vanilla, but not quite white either. I wanted, again, more of a worn look. This other one here, I believe, is gray granite. So a little bit darker look on that. So that's how I did that, quick and easy there. And then we're just going to add a couple of little um, dimensionals, and I'm only adding them to this bottom part because it's kind of going to stick out over um, my card, and we can finish it off with some of these little, they're kind of like shiny. What are they? What are these called? These are the 2026-2028 in color dots. So this is actually the new in colors. You can see they're kind of shiny, not 100% matched to this, but I thought it went well with the colors there. So again, another quick fun fold, two different ways that you can do that. This one I went with a little bit different coloring and added in um, the circle and the ribbon, but a great way to celebrate Dad or anybody who loves to fish and be out there in nature. So hopefully you enjoyed that. I'm going to switch cameras back. Um, Hello from Australia, Vicky. So thank you for joining me. I'm glad that you guys are here, and I hope you enjoyed that. Remember, I'm posting every day for my Card a Day in May challenge, and hopefully that's the goal, is to post every day. I am going live for Card a Day in May, I believe, this coming up Sunday, the following Saturday, and then a Wednesday, I believe. He's got me going 3 times. So I also will be having another episode of Scrapped coming up this month. If you have not checked those out, feel free to check them out. You can check out all my other Monday lives. I really try and focus on techniques and fun folds and stuff like that that you can use from anything that you have. Sometimes I'm using something retired, sometimes I'm not. Depends on what I have, because I figure we have it, let's use it. So hopefully you enjoy that. Remember, you can order from the new catalog. You can order online at stampinwithcandice.com if you're in the United States. If you're not from the United States, reach out to me. If you need a demonstrator, I can hook you up with one of my friends. And thanks again for joining me. I will see you next week. Remember, it will be on Wednesday for the month of May. Have a fantastic night. Thanks again. Bye-bye.